So, you want to make a tycoon? Hope you came to the right place. Well, not exactly, I'm not the best scripter or whatever, but you know, you came to it's beginner friendly, I guess. Yeah, I'll say that. So basically, the first thing we want to do in a tycoon is make the little system with like a conveyor and then a dropper that like drops the stuff and it goes on the conveyor and goes to that thing that gives you money. So the first thing we gotta do to make that is the conveyor. In my opinion, it's the most simplest part. The script is easy, but this part that I'm about to do is optional because I'm going to add a little effect that shows the conveyor actually moving. But note, before you do anything, like any of this, you have to check. So you have to check if your part is in the right way. So you have to right click and hit show orientation indicator. And wherever this little F is the way that your conveyor is going to be pointing. So basically, you would want it to be this way if your F was that way. I don't like my conveyor like that. Yeah. So the first thing you want to do is you have to insert two attachments actually. Also, a brief note that my computer is pretty, like, it's not the best, so there's probably going to be random lag spikes. But we're not just gonna like find the exact position of the place that we want to with the attachments, because that would be too painful. To make this easy, you have to go into model, and right here it says show constraint. Show constraint details. So if you enable that, if you go inside the part, you can see there's a little green thing. So you can click that, and you can see that there's two, because you have two attachments. So the first one you want to put about like right here on the edge, about like right there. Yeah. You would want to move it up a bit, put it back a bit, and you also have to rotate it so that this yellow little thing is on the end. So now we get the other one and we put it on the opposite side. Try to make it as like lined up as possible for you. So move up. Yeah, that looks good. Up a bit more. And then rotate it this way. Actually, yeah, that looks good. So now that we have that out of the way, we can add a beam. And the properties in the beam are going to be texture mode is stretch. Color is basically whatever color the part will be. My conveyor is going to be black, so I suggest making it black if you have a black conveyor. The transparency is going to be 0.8. The texture length is 10. Texture speed is 3. And then on the bottom, the width is basically whatever width your part is. I'm pretty sure that the width, if you can go into the size, and it's the X. Yes, the X. So mine's 4.2. So if you want it to be exactly right, you can make it the exact part. So for the beam, 4.2, 4.2. And now the attachment 0. So you select that one attachment, and then with the other, you select this. Also, to get this to select them, you go to where it says attach, and you click right there, and then your cursor is like this, and you click the little green thing. And then you can see this. Well, you see, this is not exactly what we want. I actually have a texture here that I'm going to put in the description. You can use whatever kind of texture you want, but this is going to be mine. And you can see, it makes it look like it's moving. So if I make this black and scale it up, actually wait, I should probably move this down. can see that looks like it's moving. Pretty cool. Also, to get rid of this little like bumpy effect, you can just make the material smooth plastic. But there. So now that we have that out of the way, actually wait, I'm gonna add a little side thing, so like the parts don't fall off when they're on the conveyor. Like that. Also, to get perfectly lined up stuff, I highly suggest making your move to be 0.1 or 0.25, and your rotate to be 15. Cause like, you could make it 0, but that would just make like almost everything uneven. So now that we have this, we should actually probably group these together. So we can group these all together and then anchor them. We can name them so we don't get confused. This one will be Conveyor, and these are going to be sides. Actually, not sides, just side. Okay. So now we're going to script this, and the script is probably extremely easy. So you don't even need any variables. So the first thing you want to do is just do a loop. So while true, do that. And then we can do script.parent, and the script.parent is the conveyor, dot velocity. And this is basically, it's like, you know, it's the velocity of how, it's kind of hard to explain, but you get the gist, I guess. And then you do equals the script.parent, which is the conveyor, dot cframe, which is like the position, with a bunch of other things. And then you do dot look vector. And the look vector is basically the orientation. So that's why I wanted to make it this. And now that I see it's actually going the wrong way. It actually is wrong. So the attachment 0 should be this one. And this should be that. I guess it depends on the way you're looking. Let me rotate it so it's it's fine. Times 7. And then we do task.weight 0.1. So now to test if it's working, we can get a spawn point, put it right there, and then play to test this out. Also, it may take a second for me to load in, because, you know, I'm like, my computer's not the best, and it's actually not taking a long time. Also, I'm using not the best mic, because my old mic that I used for my videos broke. So if you randomly hear, like, loud breathing, it's because I'm using the mic on my headset. Okay, so first we can see that's moving. Gotta wait for my character to load, because, you know, we want to see that donut drip. Yeah, here we go. And if we go in here, we're moving! Yay! So, we got the conveyor working. But, you know, a tycoon isn't just a big conveyor base plate, because that wouldn't really be a fun game. It would just be like a giant escalator. So, we got to make a dropper. You can decorate your dropper as much as you would like, but since I don't want to sit through like an hour of me just making something, making a dropper for a tutorial, I'm just going to make a simple dropper like this, like that. Actually, we should make sure that this top is hanging over the conveyor. Perfect. So now, is this the end? I just realized this might be the end. Yes, the end. You should also make sure that you don't put it at the end, unless you want to, but I don't want to right now. So yeah, I'm gonna group those parts together. Hide orientation indicator. Okay, we also might as well name this conveyor belt. Okay, so now we can name this dropper. Okay. Before we do any of the scripting part for the dropper, we should probably have a little part where it comes out of. So we move this up like that. That's touching it. Then boom, 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 boom. And then we can set the transparency to be like 0.4. And also change its width. I'm also gonna make all the dropper black. Yeah, that looks nice. So now we can move this. We can name this the drop, because you know it's where all the parts are gonna drop. So we can move that in here, and we can just name this dropper part or whatever. Okay. Now we should also make the little part that's gonna go along the conveyor. So it's pretty simple. Like that. Boom. Boom. And then boom. Let's see a size comparison. Yeah, that looks good. I'm gonna name this the basic, because, you know, a basic. Also, since we don't want this to be like all the way in the corner, you could do that, but it's not really effective, and it's probably not the best option to do. Also, make sure this little part is anchored. So I'm going to make a replicated storage folder inside of replicated storage, obviously, and name this droppings, I guess, because you know it's the stuff that drops from a dropper. And then move the basic inside of there. And we should also have a folder in here that is basically named droplings. Droplings. Because, you know, the same thing. Droplings? No, not droplings. Droppings. Droppings. Actually, I just realized I don't like that name. I'll just change it to be droplings. Yeah, droplings. Okay. Honestly, it doesn't matter about the name, but I don't know. So now we can insert a script in here. And we're going to have a couple of variables, local replicated storage equals game get service replicated storage. And then we can have local droplings equals replicated storage dot droplings, and then local basic equals droplings dot basic, and then local dropper equals script dot parents. Okay, so now we can just have a loop, another loop while true do, and then we can do local new basic equals basic clone. So now we can do new basic dot parent equals that of course dot parent equals workspace dot the droplings folder that we made, and then new basic dot C-frame where it's gonna be where it is, it's gonna equals to dropper dot drop not droplings dropper dot drop, and then task dot wait 0. About every 2 seconds it's gonna spawn one. What else will we need? That. Oh, we should also, inside of here, we need to have an int value. If you want, this is going to be the money. If you want your things to have like decimal points, instead of an int value, it's going to be a number value. But I'm going to do an int value. So now, you'll get $10 for each time this drops. And I'll name this reward. Okay. Let me think of anything we need on this, because I feel like we probably will need more, but I think we are good. Yeah. Okay. Let's hope that I didn't mess up anything. Oh! Yeah, I knew I messed up something. I anchored that part, but I didn't anchor the rest. That's so funny. But hopefully now everything works. Unable to assign C-frame coordinate frame expected got instance. Oh. Yeah, I knew something was wrong. Instead of it's .C-frame. Yeah. You know, little mess ups, but it's gonna work eventually. Just know that. Yeah. And now, yeah, look, it drops them and it goes to the end. Drops, goes to the end. Drops, goes to the end. Drops, goes to the end. Yeah. But you know, we also can see in workspace droppings and inside of it, and then it has the value. We can just manually delete all of this, but you know, you can't do that in the game. So we're gonna make the little money system. We should also probably name the script so we don't get confused. The dropper handler, because it handles the dropper, and then the main convey. I'll just name it conveyor handler. Okay. We can also turn off constraint details, because we won't be needing that, I think. So now we're gonna be making a little end piece. Yay! Where when all the parts go, they will fall. They will fall in here and they will get destroyed. And you'll get money. And I should also get a little barrier, that, you know, just so none of this happens. So, I mean, nothing falls out. Because, you know, you don't want your money to just fall out and you don't get anything. There. That. Yeah. And to make this, we gotta make sure to anchor all of this. I'm gonna change the material of this to be neon. Yeah. And then we can group all of this, so it's all together. And we can name this end. Yeah. Also, we will have to make leaderstats. If you don't want the people's money to be displayed on the end, you don't have to have the leaderstats folder. I'll explain that in a second. But first we gotta get the player service. And then we do players.player added, and we connect that to a function. Cause this, whatever we write inside of here, inside of this little thing, it will run every single time a player has been added. So we also get the player. when they join. So local leader stats equals instance.new folder. And if you don't want it to be displayed on on the leaderboard, then forget about this part and just immediately do what I'm about to do in a second. But now, to set its parent, we don't have to do like leaderstats.parent. We can just change this to be the player, because this is gonna be the parent. So now leaderstats.name equals leaderstats. So now, if you don't want the leader stats, then don't do this and do what I'm about to do here. And if you do want the leader stats, still do what I'm about to do, except different. So local money equals instance.new a int value. But remember, if you want decimals, you do number value. But I don't want that. And if you want it to be on the leader stats, the parent will be leader stats. But if not, it's gonna be the player. And then all we will do is money dot parent. No, not parent. Money dot name equals cash, because that's what's gonna be displayed. And if you want to have like money when you join, you can do money dot value equals like $50 equals like $50. So now that we got this out of the way, this is also a good way to learn how to do leader stats, because when I began scripting, I thought leader stats was something that was like really hard to do, but it was really simple. So now we will do this. We can name this the script leader stats. So now, inside the end, we should probably name these parts to be a side. Wait. Why does it select this? Weird, but I'll allow it. Oh, it's because this is not in there yet. Part, and this is gonna be side. So now we will name the middle the main and insert a script into here. We can name the script end script. And now we will need, all we will need will be the player service. Players equals game get service players. And also, before I get too ahead of myself, in tycoons, when you enter the little door, it gets assigned to you. But since you don't have the tycoon yet, that'll probably be next episode where we build everything. We're just gonna have a string value, and a string is text, and this is just gonna be the my username, but make it yours. So my username is certified donut, but if your name was like Bobby_2, this would be Bobby_2. So we can name this owner, because it's the owner of the tycoon. So now that's all we will need. You'll do the script dot parent dot touched dot end. Wait, I forgot what we named it. Oh yeah, main. Script dot parent dot main dot touched. Because remember, this happens every time something gets touched. But we don't want to just immediately destroy it, because what if it's a player and also look, it's touching the base plate and it's touching the sides and even the conveyor. So it'll just delete everything. So that's where we had this drop links folder. So we will connect it. It's going to be the part. Connect it to a function, and we're going to be expecting the part. And now, if part dot parent equals workspace dot droplings, then we return. And returning basically starts to the top of the script, and it won't run this. So then we can just do else. If it's not, then we will do local reward equals the part dot reward dot value, and then local owner equals workspace dot owner. We could have all these variables at the top, but I'm just gonna have them in here because we're not gonna put them anywhere else. And then we can do also workspace dot owner dot value. So now we will do for index player in pairs players get players do. And what this does is it loops through all of the players, but it only happens, when it gets touched. And then if the player dot name equals the owner, not equals, whenever you're doing an if statement, it has to be 2 equals owner, then the owner dot leaderstats, then the player dot leaderstats dot what did we name it? Cache dot value plus equals the reward. And the reason that we're not just doing equals the that plus the reward is because this is just easier, and it's basically just plus equal. So now, oh yeah, we also have to destroy it. And then F, and then we can just script dot, let's do it right here. Yeah, right here. Part destroy. So after it loops through all the players, it destroys the part. Okay. Now, I feel like we're missing something, but I can't think of it. Also, if you guys will want to do the thing that boosts the reward value, I will probably make that next episode. Because next episode is basically just going to be making the tycoon land. Yeah, the tycoon land and stuff. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to name this tutorial game. Because after I make this, I'm going to make it a public game for you guys to see. And also, when this series is ended, please comment the name or the link to your Roblox game so I can test it out. I might do a video of me playing that. So now that we have all of this done, we can test it. Hopefully we did everything correct. If not, it's going to be very annoying. So we have our cache, and it is not destroying them for some reason. Reward is not a valid member of workspace. No, it is trying to get the reward of us. But why isn't it destroying these? I think it's because we have to destroy it right here. If the part dot parent equals workspace. Oh, my bad. If not, I feel so dumb. If part dot parent, then we'll do all of this. I'm so sorry. Right there. If part dot parent, and also we can, yeah. Okay, that was a huge mess up that I'm very messed up. But let's see, it drops apart, and we get money, look. We get 90, 100, 110, yeah. Loading error, this we don't care about. That's just a Roblox error. But yes, now we have a working tutorial. Well, not, my bad. We have a working, dropper tycoon system, and it doesn't delete us. Because I had a bunch of past versions of this that, like, it got the name of every single part in the player's body, which is inefficient, and I forgot about this method. But yeah, also I suggest turning off can collide with these parts, because you don't want players just going to your base and kick them off. So, that is episode 1 done. This is going to be a little mini-series, probably only a couple episodes, because tycoons aren't too advanced, but if you're a beginner scripter, it is very advanced. So, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.